We have just under 2 acres, so less than 1 hectare. We're growing for markets. We have 2 markets. We're attended by maybe 100 people a week. A CSA, so a community-supported agricultural share, where we provide food for about 100 families. We also provide food for Meals on Wheels. Probably 350 to 400 people maybe are getting vegetables from us, but that's not to say that their entire vegetable diet is coming from this farm. When you're working in nature, you find more often than not, if you get upset, it's just you alone in the field. And you're kind of silly if you're really pissed off about something. It's like there's no one there, it's just you. It's your responsibility, no one really cares. So kind of puts you in your place and calms you down a bit. My own experience is it's very hard to produce everything you need off of one piece of land by yourself. So I find people at the very beginning who would be like, you like cows? Well, why don't you do dairy? You're into dry beans or grains? Why don't you do that? And I'll grow the vegetables. A lot of how we plan this out is how I'd probably plan out my own garden if I was to be limited. And the truth is that we have just under a hectare here. So you're going to have to start thinking about water, where your water source is, and especially what your fertility is going to be. A good farmer is thinking, how am I going to improve the soil? And a lot of people say you're not actually growing vegetables, you're growing soil. How you can do that without animals, I'm not sure. Because if you were trying to just grow, say, a green manure or a cover crop, you'd probably be spending more of your land trying to put in those green manures than you could actually be producing vegetables. So I don't think you can do it very successfully without at least a goat or some chickens. The crops that are more intensive and require more labor, I would be planting them closer. Greens and stuff, I'm probably gonna plant them here. But the truth is, all of these would be built into a rotation. But I would also include into this, something that I don't have on this farm, a small fenced-in area for chickens. And right now my specialty is vegetables, so I'd probably get pigeonholed into doing vegetables in the new world. It's carrots. I didn't study agriculture and I didn't really have any direct tie to farming or anything like that. My interest was more from a social thing, maybe a little disillusioned with the state of the world, but also I had a friend who was growing food and it seemed like this is a positive thing which you can do and have a good impact on the world, or at least not a negative impact. I studied anthropology, but I also worked as a carpenter with my dad, who's a cabinet maker. There was a part of me that was thinking, preparing for the zombie apocalypse, I'd round out my skills with growing food and building shelter. That's one of the things that initially drew me to farming.
And you think you could live off this piece of land?
I doubt I could get everything through trading. I could probably get, if I was growing this much, I'd have a big surplus, and I would definitely, with my neighbors who live over here, I would be able to trade with them for perhaps dairy, because obviously something lacking here is an animal like dairy. Maybe I would put a goat in here.
No cows?
A cow? No, a cow requires much more land. Maybe a sheep. I could put 1 or 2 sheep on, but sheep are harder to milk than goats, so probably go with a goat.